All right, what's up? Prop the mic here. How's it going?
It's great.
It's great.
Great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of yesterday's format. Quicker show, lots of picks. We went 4-4. Thought we should have had maybe a fifth win in there, but
Yeah.
I think the only bad pick we had was Terrence Mann. I was about 6 minutes into that game.
Yeah.
I realized that the only people on the team that shoot the ball are Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. I feel like had the Reggie Jackson props been out, I would have went with him and he would have covered.
Yeah.
But it was only we tried to force it. That's what happens when you try to force it sometimes. You know,
It's got to be organic.
That's right. Reggie Jackson was number 1 on my list, and Terrence Mann was number 2, and we settled for number 2, and it bit us. So,
but it is worth celebrating the plus 140 Darius Garland. 2 steals. I think he ended up with 4 steals.
You know why?
Well, I didn't know when we made the bet, but now I know. In the pre-show, you told me that it was his birthday yesterday.
It was his birthday, and I don't know how we missed this because we had a whole rigmarole last season when it was his birthday with parlays upon parlays of Isaac Okoro and Darius Garland, teammates with the same birthday. There's another guy in the Cavs who we've yet to determine whose birthday it was, but Dave believes there was 3 guys with a birthday.
Italian ball boy. Ball boy from Italy.
Yes,
okay.
His birthday too.
Enough about the past. Let's move forward.
Yeah, we got a nice slate tonight. A couple blowout potentials, but a couple other good ones. So let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So first game, we got the Bucks at the Pacers. These 2 teams played about a week ago, but Giannis sat out of that one.
Yeah.
So Pacers are getting 8.5 in the game. Totals 239.5. What do you like here?
Nothing.
I
just think it's just got blowout written all over it. You could target anyone. We'll just go through the matchups real quick. You could target anyone against the Pacers. They've just been bleeding points, but point guards, wings, and forwards are the 3 prime positions to target against the Pacers. And then against Milwaukee on the season, combo guards have been one place to look. And then over the last month or so, combo guards have fallen off, but forwards have been, like a top 10 sort of matchup there. But I'm staying away from this game. Sounds like maybe you got something.
I have to say, across all the picks, there was maybe 1 or 2 today that I was really convinced. I just felt like all these games have some blowout potential to them. But
yeah.
For this game, I wrote down three potential picks. I want to hear if you like any of them.
Okay.
The first is Drew Holiday at 19.5 points. He's done that in 6 of his last 10, 4 of his last 5, and one of those 5 games was against Indiana, where he put up 35 points.
Without Giannis, though.
Without Giannis, yes. So that certainly is a factor. He was just on fire that game, I believe.
Yeah.
So, again, blowout. If he plays 4 quarters, I think he's an easy clear for 20.
Yeah.
But he could only play 3.
It's just hard without Halliburton for the Pacers to keep up, until,
Yeah.
And you've been riding these first quarter things against the Pacers,
Yeah, they're horrendous.
Without Halliburton there. It's a tough hang. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been losing the first quarter by an average of probably 9 points. Like they're just getting destroyed in the first quarter. That'll probably happen again today. All right,
but
so
I like it. I do like it. I mean, that is over the last month. That's the best matchup against the Pacers. So I do like that.
Yeah, as an alternative, someone who might play a bit more in a blowout would be Grayson Allen. 10.5 points, minus 125. Again, 6 for his last 10. I didn't like that he's 0 for his last 3, which probably coincides with Giannis returning. Yeah. And he did have 17 in that game versus Indy.
Yeah.
So again, not a convincing play, but probably a good one if he plays 4 quarters. And then the last was McConnell. He's actually been on fire. Probably the only guy who's really like consistently putting up points. Benefited from Halliburton's absence. His line was 14.5 points, plus 100. Last 3 games, 18, 20, and 17. And his game, few games prior to that against Milwaukee at 29. So I think he's a pretty good play. I think he's somewhat blowout proof. I think he stays out there even in a blowout. So out of those 3, he's probably maybe tied for 2 since there's no 1.
Yeah.
With Holiday. So all right. So those are some ideas just to plant the seed. And we'll probably pass on that game.
Proceed
overall.
with caution. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Next, we got the Grizzlies at the T-Wolves. T-Wolves getting 3 points. Totals 238. What do you like here?
Couple matchups to point out here against Memphis. They're pretty good overall in the whole season. Over the last month or so, point guards and forwards are 2 places we can look against Memphis. And then against the T-Wolves, big men, point guards, and forwards are places we can look there. I like this matchup here. I like Kyle Anderson. He was played for the Grizzlies the previous 4 seasons, so he knows all these guys. The guys really like him, and he likes to. He seems to have decent games when they play. The 2 times they played this season, he was 11, 7, and 4 with 1 3, 1 steal, 1 block, and then the other game was 10, 6, and 5 with 2 threes, 1 steal, 1 block. And he's actually. I know Kyle Anderson seems like it's like Kyle Anderson. He's actually averaging like 32 to 34 minutes a game over the last 10 games or so, especially since
Cat went out.
With Cat, so what do I like here? I looked at his rebound line. It's 5.5. It's minus 115. He got there in both games against Memphis this season, and his last 3 games at home, his output's been 7, 10, and 11.
I like that even more with Steven Adams out, right? That's like another 20 rebounds.
Yes. Yeah. Great point.
What do they call Kyle Anderson? Like slow-mo?
Slow-mo.
Yeah. He's got like the slowest step.
Yeah.
But it's like so slow that he's actually productive with it. It's great.
Yes. And then I also like the other way to look at this. It's the same odds, minus 115. This is points and rebounds. It's 15.5. The 2 games against Memphis, he had 16 and 18. So a little less cushion there. I just feel like he could have, if you want a little bit of room there with his points, but I think I'm leaning to the rebounds here. Just nice, keep it nice and simple.
Okay.
And then I had 2 on the Memphis side. Do you have any on Minnesota?
Yeah, I got a fade for Minnesota.
A fade? You fading Gobert?
No, I'm fading your least favorite player in the league.
D. Russ. Good fade.
D. Russ. His line is 20.5. I think he's done it. I don't have his recent numbers, but I think he's done it in each of his last 3 games or something like that. But again, his 2 games against the Grizzlies, who are pretty good at defending the guards, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He put up 4 and 15. So his under 20.5 was minus 125. So I think that's actually a good play.
Yeah, it's always an under. I'll be in support of because the guy's garbage.
Yeah, I know you don't really like under, so I thought we would just go after a guy that you totally don't like.
That was a good under pick on your part. You know your customers.
Yeah, certainly.
Nice. Anything else on Minnesota?
No.
All right, Memphis. Mr. Dylan Brooks. We're going to stick with the rebounds. I posted up on Twitter earlier today. It's a great matchup here for Memphis rebounds. They're one of the best rebounding teams versus Minnesota has been one of the worst rebounding teams. So it's lines nice and small at 3.5 rebounds, minus 120. Previous 2 games against Minnesota, he had 6 and 4. And his last 5 road games, 4, 1, and then 5, 6, 6. So I like that quite a bit. And to just tag team on top of that, I like Triple J's rebounds as well. 7.5 rebounds, -128, and he had 11 and 14 in the 2 games against Minnesota. And neither of these guys have Steven Adams to compete with on the boards. So I like those 2.
I do. I do as well. Okay. There's something wrong with the Grizzlies, though. I'm a little concerned with the way they're playing. So hopefully they get it together tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I think it's a good bounce back spot for them. You also have the all the emotion from last year's awesome playoff series. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I had nothing on that side.
Okay.
Let's move on. We got the Magic at the Heat. Also potential blowout. Heat -8.5. Total 219.5. So not a lot of points going to be scored. This game might be over in the third quarter. Although the Heat don't really like blow people away. They just kind of hang in most games, right?
No. That's right. And dude, Orlando's sneaky good, man. Especially they just got Jonathan Isaac back. They're the only place you can look to target is at the forward position. They're actually like you see them at the bottom of the list, meaning like the best teams, the least amount of impact games across the board there. So they're sneaky good and really, really deep. And then on the Miami side, forwards have been a good target on the full season, but it's really dropped off over the last month. There's not any position that's like a positive place to look at against Miami. They're kind of getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, they've kind of returned back to that defense that we talked about a few months ago, right? We avoid playing anybody against Miami. It looks like they're kind of back to that state.
Yeah, I think so as well. So I laid off Orlando here, but I do have I got a few plays on Miami side that I liked. I think since forwards against Orlando, excuse me, is the matchup to target. I looked at Jimmy Butler. I like his point and rebound line, 26.5 PR, -120. Last 2 games against Orlando, he had 28 and 39. The 39 was last season, but still brought it up. And then he's on 4 days rest today. He's only played 2 games over the last this season and last on 4 days rest, but in those 2 games he had 32 PR and 50 PR. And he's done it in his last 7 of 10 at home. So I like that. And then I would be remiss to call out my tweet from earlier today on Bam, over 2.5 assists at +125. He's done it. I just put up on Twitter his just from his output just from this season. But if you go all the way back to last season, he's done it in his last 17 of 19 games on 2 days rest. So I do think,
I like that because I think Orlando's got some depth at the center position. They're going to be throwing a lot of different people at him, probably picking up a lot of fouls, which is going to have him dishing the ball. So
yeah,
I like that.
Nice point. I like that. And then this one is a little bit of a just this might be our big boy grilling on the roof. I just have a feeling about this one here. Max Strus, threes tonight. On 2 days rest this season, he's had 4 threes, right? In 4 out of 8 games on 2 days rest, and 3 out of 6 at home. His line for 3 threes is +210, and his line for 4 threes is +650. So he's got. I take that back. He's actually gotten to 4 threes in all those games. He jumps. He hasn't had any games with 3 threes. He either has like 2 or 4 or 5. So I like this. As a
I think Orlando gives up a lot of threes too.
They do. So, they do.
Okay, nice. I like those picks. I had on the Orlando side, I did have one play. I had Wendell Carter over 8.5 rebounds. I know he's going up against Bam, but 219-point game. There's going to be a lot of missed shots. He's done this in 7 of his last 10 games, and his last 2 games, I think he's averaging 10 plus. So I think he'll get there. Only concern would be foul trouble for him. Yeah,
I'm just pulling him up. He actually has on 1 day rest. Oh no, sorry, that's just at home. Never mind. But yeah, he's. I I like that. Bam scares me a little bit, but like you said, there's gonna be lots of boards to grab. So.
Yeah, I mean, Bam's not
no, he's not a beast.
He's not a Steven Adams 16 rebound kind of guy most nights. He's more of a 9, 10, 11 guy. So
yeah.
Plenty of bricks to pick up.
All right.
And then I also liked on the Miami side, I liked Gabe Vincent. 7.5 points, minus 130. He's done that in 7 of his last 8 games. And I think this happens to be a spot where the Magic might give up some points, especially to a 3-point shooter like him. So
yeah, I looked at him, and I'm with you. I like that as well. His recent output, he's done in I think like 7 of his last 10 games, or 7 of his last 8 games.
8. Yeah, 7 of his last 8. So he's definitely streaky. If he does get there, he'll probably end up with 8. So just no, it's not going to be
sweat it.
Yeah, it'll be sweaty. All right, we got the Cavs at the Thunder, 8:00. Thunder minus 1.5 at home, total 221.5. What do you like here?
I like staying away from playing guys against Cleveland, especially in a potential blowout. Though Donovan Mitchell's not playing, so a lot of scoring for Cleveland is not there. And then even against OKC, wings were a place we were looking against OKC on the full season. But over the last month, they've only allowed 1 impact game to a wing player over the last month. So they've really clamped down on defense. The one place you can look, though, is forwards. The only one I liked, and I posted that one up on Twitter as well, was Jared Allen rebounds. I think it was 10.5. They're the worst rebounding team in the league, OKC. And on back-to-backs, I think he's cleared it in 5 of 6 this season. So that's my play from this game.
Yeah, I liked Allen. I went with his points, 16.5 points, minus 105. In their previous matchup, he had 21. So I think both of those are good plays.
Yeah, I really wanted to find something on Mobley. Because he kind of play, Jared Allen kind of plays the 5, and Mobley's, at the 4. So that's really the position that's like been, especially over the last month, been where to target against OKC. But he's been so inconsistent this year.
And they're kind of interchangeable. They're both like almost the same frame and position. They're just Mobley's only playing center because Allen's there. So forward because Allen's in center. Yeah. The only other play just to throw out there, I'm not on this if Donovan Mitchell is out, but I did like Karis LeVert under 16.5,
even with Mitchell out.
Well, no, I thought Mitchell was in. Mitchell's props were showing up on props.cash. So, but let me just tell you, like,
okay,
he's gone over this line only in 19% of the games with Mitchell playing, and over this line in 56% of the games without Mitchell. So if for some reason Mitchell gets in and that line's still available, jump on the under 16.5 points. But it's probably that set there because there's an assumption that Mitchell is definitely
he's listed as doubtful. Yeah. He missed the last game too. So
all right.
Yep.
And then last one, this is actually my favorite game. The Raptors at the Warriors minus 5, total 234.5. Who do you like here?
All right, I like Toronto. Against Toronto, we could target point guards, forwards, and wings. They're all top 5 over the last month. They've been bleeding a lot of points. And then Golden State is really clamped down on defense, and not a place that we should really look. They're not giving up a lot of big games compared to the beginning of the season. They were a team we were targeting. So I like Clay in this game, 21.5 points. It's minus 115. Last 2 times he played on 1 day rest at home, he had 30 points and 29 points. He's cleared this line in 9 of his last 10 games at home, and he's averaging 29.3 points in those games. Wow. His line's only 21.5. Overall, he's averaging 23.2 points at home this season. So even that, because he got off to a very, very slow start, you can see 6 points higher average over the last 10 games or so. So that's my play there. And then I also like Draymond, 16.5 points and rebounds. It's minus 105. He's done his last 6 of 7. And if you look just to his last 4 games, 21, 20, 24, and 23. And his line 16.5. And against Toronto on December 18th, he had 26.
Yeah, I had Draymond rebounds, but I think I like the points and rebounds even better because his rebound line was already at 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to get 7 points. So I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
I got one on Toronto, but
yeah, so do I. But go ahead.
So this one is back to my roots of a 3-leg parlay: points, rebounds, and assists. Pascal Siakam is one of those guys I feel like you can do this with. So I have him for 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's gotten the points in his last 8 of 10. And his last 2 against Golden State, he's had 27 and 21. So we just need a nice 20 from him.
Okay.
6 rebounds. He's done in his last 9 of 10. And this is the nice one. He's done in every single road game this season. And then 6 assists. He's done in his last 8 of 10. He's done in his last 9 of 10 on the road. And he's done in 10 out of 12 on one-day rest on the road. So pretty compelling, and that's plus 162. Now,
say it again. So what's the
20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, plus 162.
6 rebounds. Okay.
And now if the assist, I mean, it's pretty. I think it's pretty solid. The 6 assists here, especially his line is 5.5. So this is his straight. That's the only one that's not adjusted. That's his straight line tonight. So if that scares you off a little bit, and you want to go down to 4 assists, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, that gets you minus 120. Not so nice with a 3-legger. But I like this. I also like his threes tonight. Over 1.5 threes is plus 120. And his previous 2 games against Golden State, he had 3 in each game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would also entertain his blocks. I don't know if you saw.
I looked at it too.
Right,
he's just can't do it on FanDuel, so I that's why I didn't put it in there. But.
He had a block in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of his last 11 games. So, and that was minus 123. So if you throw that into the mix, now you're talking about a
big boy crawling on the roof,
300 or more.
Yeah.
All right, cool, very nice. The only guy I had on the Raptor side was, I don't even know how to say his name properly, Boucher.
Bobby Boucher.
I
think it is Chris Boucher.
Chris Boucher.
Yeah, it's Boucher. Yeah,
the water boy. Over 4.5 rebounds. I don't love that he plays about 20 minutes a game.
Yeah.
But I do love that he's done it in 5 of his last 6 games. And in the previous matchup against Golden State, he had 14 rebounds. So I'm sure somebody was out. I didn't dive into that in detail, but he does seem to be very productive in those.
Yeah, I mean, Golden
minutes.
State doesn't have a ton of size to
No, and they're not even playing Wiseman either. So
no.
So that's a thought as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
All right. Very good.
Happening. Nice. Well, we didn't crush our 15-minute thing, but I think this is good. A little bit more rapid fire.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got a lot of words.
Yeah.
So it's all right. We'll go faster this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Looking forward to it. Nice work.
Bye.